Look, it's the classroom representative. Hello. Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha or Shizune's use of the words look. Good morning. Of course you're not the representative of this class, right? Right? I'm not. Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they really don't get along at all. Then I realized that Lily might actually not know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is. To know who she is talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune being the one who actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decided to help Lily out for my own peace in mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us. Misha puffs out her cheeks angrily. What is she getting? Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though. That Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true, I was here earlier than them. So me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing tone to gauge intent. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep, it's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival's coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed in their projected budget reports for their events. Even the first years, except you. Wahahaha. There's still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today. The deadline is today. You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have had all the necessary paperwork days ago, but someone had to say the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event? Handing the same matter for every class in the school, and then some. The one who does that is me. Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she really is getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left. Please, Sal, it's alright. Lily seems happy that I'm taking her side, but I'm a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself. If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I have forgotten about it. I understand how important it is. Then, can I have it, please? Shizune, she might not have it on her at the exact second. It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me, students from my class. She emphasizes the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's effort to rope me into the student council. I guess word must have gotten around so much now she's using me as ammo against Shizune, and this just gets better and better. It was your responsibility. A budget report isn't something that you should just be delegating away as class rep. It's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible. They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for being sick. Okay. Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and she seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. Lily, don't they live here at the school? That's 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class? Sorry for bumping the mic. Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands like an orchestra conductor. You're a bitch. Misha tries her best to convey about the matter. For the festival, it's too late already unless I could count helping Shizune and Misha, which I naturally don't in clubs. I don't know. Maybe I'm not a club type of a person. Halfway through the way from the school building to the dorms, I spot a figure in front of the dorms. It's Rin. It looks like she's working on her mural today again. Or 2. What was it? Today, 2. I walk over to her, but she doesn't seem to notice me approaching. She's sitting in an upturned box, looking intently at the wall. She's painting with a brush held between her toes. The mural has progressed considerably since yesterday, but it's still only half done as far as I can tell. More colors have appeared, and twisted human-like figures have spread and increased in number. I have to say the style is quite eye-catching and very unique. Not that I would be knowledgeable about art in any measurable scale, but it's very nice looking nonetheless. I clear my throat to get her attention, but not startle her so that her concentration won't break. Wait. She doesn't even turn to check who it is. I'll wait. Ellipsis. 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 15 minutes later, I decided that her concentration is indeed unbroken, and also that I have waited long enough to warrant poking her gently on the shoulder to remind her of my presence. Rin turns her head mechanically to my direction, ending up staring at my crotch level. Oh, it's Hisao. She can tell? I would feel a lot less uncomfortable if she would look at my face. An astute observation, hard at work, I see. The conversation starts as if I hadn't been here for a quarter of an hour already, but it's not a concern. At least it starts. Looking good. It does. The layer of paints hiding other layers of paints, mixing and shaping the human figures, really creates an impressive look, but Rin looks miffed or muffled? Miffed. You shouldn't comment on works in progress. 7 years of bad luck. Sounds terrible. I guess I'll take it back then. Still, it looks good. I wonder if I get 14 years of bad luck for thinking that. Ren looks back to look at her paintings and pokes it with a big toe. Could you make some of this color? I'm running out of it. She looks down at a half-empty bowl with the remains of the same pinkish paint in. I didn't really intend to stay and help her with this project, though. I guess I didn't intend to do anything much. I look at Ren. She looks emptily back at me. Just this once. Ren picks up another brush and drenches it in another tone of pale red. There are dozens of similar bowls all around her working area. From the looks of this scene, she could have been sitting there for hours. I wonder if she has. That would mean she'd been skipping school, though, which of course wouldn't put beyond someone like Rin. I pour a little bit of white and red into the bowl, trying to match the color with the one already on the wall. I can't seem to get it right. It's really inconvenient of her not to mix enough in the first place. Getting it to be exactly the same tone will be impossible, but at least I can try to get as close as I can. Speaking of hard work, isn't this a huge workload for you too? It's such a big painting and all. Oh, I'm not old and bitter enough yet to think like that. I guess you aren't. You guessed right. Legs hurt, though. They feel like slugs. Slugs made us sea slugs. Jesus, tongue twister. Because of the position? Yeah, I like doing it in a horizontal position more, if you know what I'm talking about. But it can't be helped. Can't ask the wall to lie down. Saying that, she stretches herself a little bit, bending her legs back and far more than a human should flex. It's astonishing how effortlessly she manages her body around. There's a small flinch in her otherwise blank expression, a hint of pain maybe, as she stretches out her calves. Rin must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does, but she's swearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something, and at least continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her a pause. A long one, too, feeling like a mental yawn. Water. I don't think so, Hisao. I'm not pushing myself. Sure looks like you are. No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There's this boy. A boy? Yes. Where? At the art club. And he is blind. Oh. How can you paint if you are blind? No idea. So why is he there? That's the point. He is there. She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less like an interrogation. He can't really do anything that you'd call art, right? But he comes there anyway and paints. Why? I don't know. Why? I don't know. That's why I asked. So, he doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I once tried that, painting with my eyes closed. It wasn't too interesting, and cleaning up the floor took ages. Didn't try again. But he's becoming better at sculpting. I see. Maybe she's trying to make a point with this. Maybe she forgot she had one. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people. Not really. Pretty blunt statement. She totally missed the sarcasm. No? Just like I said, aren't very interesting. They are not very interesting. I usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have. Maybe. Ellipsis. But that boy is interesting. Maybe I like that boy. Or maybe you are. Maybe everyone is. Doing things you can't do just because you can. That's pretty deep, I think. Tell that to... Oh. You're a deep one. Nah, I'm really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Did you know I can only think of 4 things at the same time? No, but now I do. Right now I'm thinking of the second floor's girls' toilet, ice cream flavored ice cream, the middle toe, and a haircut. I'm going to need a haircut. She shakes her head about vigorously letting her short, messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it is something she likes to do. We fall silent as Rune treads around absent-mindedly, poking some brushes around. The thought about the art club sticks in my head for a while longer. I'm feeling like I'm treading on very unknown territory with art, the way these meetings with Rin go. It says, though I'm starting a smoking habit or something, I should probably stop talking with her. It's not like I dislike her, despite the confusion her being herself causes, and I don't dislike art either. I've even drawn for fun sometimes. I just don't have a real creative drive or technical skill, or any technical skill. So usually, if I were to draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. Or that I manage to draw something disfigured and promptly get frustrated at my inability to put the picture in my head down on a paper. That's me. Pretty much. Except where I really suck, like stick figures. Then call it quits without really even trying to make an effort. Rin clearly doesn't have this problem because she frustrates me even in another way. Being with her is like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. And I think this is a good time for a bathroom break. Alrighty, I am back. And to continue. It makes one question the sanity of the act. Rin sits down on her box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She's staring at me again, or maybe over my shoulder. I can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused on. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on working, undistracted, that I can do whatever I'm going to do alone. It's not like I have anything must be done today. Oh shoot. Who? Nobody. I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for her. Do you know her from my class? Oh, her, the mystery toilet girl. That person is funny. I saw her going to the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's the world's record. It's very mysterious. That's why you call her her mystery toilet girl. What other reason could there possibly be? Well, if there is, it's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Ellipsis. Maybe it was the week before that. Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry. Don't say that. At least not around her. Rin turns to look at me blankly, as if she's not sure why I reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding any more than before, so I give up at this point. So, do you want to go eat dinner then? No, not yet. Rin has turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before. as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. This is a feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little bit to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. I'll be going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped a brush and dipping it in fresh paint. So of course she didn't hear me anymore or doesn't answer anything, even if she does. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set my alarm clock to wake up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise. I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy's bound to rat me on me if I don't show. But it's not all that bad. Katawa Shoujo. Katawa Shoujo. Katawa Shoujo. Katawa Shoujo. My morning alarm goes off and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I've decided to give morning run another shot. I don't know if it was my greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I can manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. Looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you. I'm surprised to see you again. Why is that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowned, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be on a volunteer basis, so it's not really that big a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. I shrug, and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back to her previous train of thought. So, come on then.